June 9, 2020, Indianapolis, Indiana. The sun was just rising when 36-year-old Chenell Gilbert left her home and drove across town to her ex-boyfriend's house. Chenell was a substitute teacher, a grandmother, and the kind of person who always answered her phone and showed up for her loved ones. She was reliable, loving, and deeply connected to her family. That morning routine became the start of a mystery that would haunt her family and community for years. As the hours passed and Chenell didn't return home, her family grew anxious. She never missed a call, never failed to check in. By nightfall, their worry turned to fear. The next morning, they found her silver sedan abandoned in her ex-boyfriend's driveway. Her keys and phone were missing. The last ping from her phone was at his address. Then nothing. When police questioned the ex-boyfriend, he claimed Chenell never entered his house. He said they talked briefly through her car window, and then she drove away. But her car was still there, and she was nowhere to be found. Chenell's family immediately sensed something was wrong. They tried to contact the ex-boyfriend for answers, but he blocked their calls. When they asked to search his property, he refused. He wouldn't let the police conduct a search either. The family felt helpless, watching precious time slip away as the police waited for warrants and the ex-boyfriend stonewalled every effort to find Chenell. As investigators dug deeper, a disturbing history emerged. Chenell had endured months of threats and physical abuse from her ex before she finally left him. She was trying to rebuild her life, focusing on her work and family. Her decision to visit him that morning remains a painful mystery. Why did she go? What happened in those crucial minutes after she arrived? The initial police response was slow. Days turned into weeks before they could search the property. By then, any potential evidence had been compromised by time and weather. The delay proved costly. The investigation stalled, and the ex-boyfriend, who had been considered a person of interest, was eventually dropped as a suspect. There was no public explanation, no closure, and no answers for Chenell's family. Months later, in late 2020, the case was quietly reclassified from a missing person to a potential homicide. This change acknowledged the grim reality, but brought little comfort. Still, there were no arrests, no charges, and no new leads. The family's frustration grew as they questioned what evidence had been found, what leads had been pursued, and whether everything possible had been done to find Chenell. Despite the lack of progress from law enforcement, Chenell's family never gave up. They organized search parties, distributed flyers, and kept her story alive on social media and in the news. They connected with other families of missing persons, drawing strength from their shared pain. They celebrated Chenell's birthdays, marked the anniversaries of her disappearance, and held on to hope that someone, somewhere, knew what happened. Chenell's case is not unique. Every year, thousands of people vanish in the United States, many of them victims of domestic violence. The statistics are sobering. Women are far more likely to be killed by someone they know, and the most dangerous time for an abuse victim is often when they try to leave. Chenell's story is a stark reminder of these dangers and the urgent need for better protection and faster responses for those at risk. For years have passed since Chenell Gilbert disappeared. Her family still waits for answers. They still hope for justice. They still believe that someone knows the truth about what happened on that June morning. Behind every missing person is a story, a family, and a life that mattered. Chenell's story remains unfinished. Her case still open, her loved ones still searching. If you have any information about Chenell Gilbert's disappearance, please contact the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. Even the smallest detail could help bring closure to her family. Don't let Chenell become just another statistic. Share her story, keep her memory alive, and help bring the closure her family so desperately needs. If you believe every missing person deserves to be found and every family deserves answers, subscribe to Behind Crime Vault and hit the notification bell. We're committed to shining light into the darkest corners of unsolved cases, and we need your help to keep these stories alive. What do you think happened to Chenell Gilbert? Share your theories in the comments below. And remember, behind every case is a real family still searching for answers. Let's help them find the justice they deserve.